After ground combat phase. So you finished your ground combat and now you want to get your reward. So you get treasure drops. So the treasure drop is defined, is the same as you collect a treasure uh, during a dungeon exploration. So a T2 treasure is the same as if you defeat an enemy. Let's say you have one treasure here. If you're defeating the cyborg, it's a treasure of 2 as well. So this is the treasure level. It's not always the great number of the enemy, it can vary. Some enemies give more XP and less treasure level, it depends. So once all enemies have defeated, captured, or escaped, you can get the treasures. You gain 1 treasure drop for each primary that was defeated in the combat. The treasure crate responds to the treasure crate here, or 1 drop per treasure T for you found during your dungeon exploration. So minions and escaped enemies doesn't provide treasure. This is important. So the maximum treasure grade is 6, so even if you by any case, getting a treasure of a higher level, let's say you run in a location with the difficulty of 5, and you run into a treasure grade 3, it's not a grade 8 treasure, it's always 6 is the maximum. Um, how you roll, what you get by first choose if you want to get a stimpack or credits equal to the treasure grade, and then roll the 20 check to define what you get. This we already showed once, I guess, in the dungeon exploration. You have here in the web and the item definition this sheet here. You already seen it, I guess. So let's say I'm in a mining station and I get a grade 2 treasure, whatever, if from an enemy or a treasure. First, obtain the treasure grade number in credits, so 2 credits because it's grade 2. It's not a grade price. Grade price of 2 would be 5 credits. We talk about the crash grade number, not the price. Or a stimpack for each primary enemy or treasure. So we could decide, I want to need a stimpack to make my recover my health. Or no, I take the treasure, the credits. So I get 2 credits. Then roll ID 20. We said we was in a mining station. 13 would be a weapon. And we have a grade of 2. So it's a grade 2 weapon is items, right? Grade 2. We roll a d6. 6. It's a heavy hammer or a elite knife. Which one we can decide left or right. And here in the tab is also explained how it is processed, if it's an ammo or if it's a prototype weapon, which are here. That way you get your treasure. Okay, let's go back to the topic. We was at the rules, or close at the end of the rules. Let's go backwards. Going here, after ground combat phase. Um, this is the explanation, the same what you have, just a little bit more in detail. What you have at the table here. What if you get an extra cash drop? What if a weapon drop? How it get processed? What I just showed you. Prototype drops. Then here it's getting more important again. We have a under the gain XP. Under XP on the enemy sheets here. XP1, XP2. You will see how many experience points you earn for defeating these enemies. Whether they were a primary or minion, you also gain this experience if they escape from combat. So, if somebody run away, you don't get the treasure. If it's a primary, because minions doesn't grant any treasure, but you get the experience points. So in case we defeated all of them, it's treasure the experience points 1, 2, 3, 4 experience points for the entire crew. If you escape, you do not gain any experience. In case of a boss combat, double the received XP. So boss combats are quite important to receive a lot of XP. Um, you may spend the experience points immediately to boost your level up, blah, blah, blah. This is explained here. Level up procedure, very important. You can do that, of course, later as well. You can collect the experience and later on board of your spaceship improve it, the heroes. Or right now after the ground combat. So it's up to you when you want to level up. Okay, how it works? You can increase a crew member's level by 1 at any time by spending XP. As any time, even during ground combat, you can level them up. The XP cost to level up is equal to the next level multiplied by itself. Quite simple. You have a level 1 hero and want to increase his level to 2. So the target level is 2. 2 times 2 are 4 experience points you need. And of course, you can going right ahead and level him up to 3. So you need the 4 plus 3 times 3 is 9. 13 points, and you're leveling him up from 1 to a level 3. What happens? Each time a crew member gains a level, you may allocate 1 extra point to one of the crew member's attribute points, not exceeded the attribute maximum of 8 for any single attribute. So, in case of Mila, we could say, okay, 2 levels, we make agility up to 4, or we make agility plus 1 and range from 6 to 7. So we can for each level 1 point more, but we cannot exceed the 8. And she have the trait Maniac, so melee will always remain 1. Even with the level up, we cannot increase this attribute. And you may instead allocate 2 levels ups to gain a positive trait for the crew member. See page 171. Here, straight after the weapons and the prototypes, we have the hero traits. So you can go for any +1 trait, let's say carrier. You can use all your inventory slots to carry equipment, ignoring the strength requirement. Or quick reload. You do not need to spend an action when reloading your weapon. This is cool. So if somebody firing his last shot, in the next game turn or next activation, he can just reload without spending any action and continue firing. That's quite cool. But for this, as mentioned, you need 2 level ups. This would be cool for Mila eventually. So yeah, it's up to you. Decide which threads you like and get them. Okay, we was here again. Um, this was this point. Or when leveling up a single level, you may give a crew member 2 new threats, one positive and a negative, so they cancel each out. But of course, you don't get an attribute point. And the same here, if you make spend 2 level ups to get a threat, you don't get any attribute bonus. So it's vice versa. You have to decide what you want to do. So let's say we increase only 1 level, but we want to have a threat, so we need to take a positive and a negative threat. Let's take we give her this quick recharge and a weakness against fire. This is negative, but so we need only 1 level to get the positive threat, or we wait to get 2 levels, whatever. Okay. Um, and take care, the upgrades will be permanent. So, and you can only have 4 threads at all. So this is the maximum. If you gave a crew member the C thread, this is a little special. First, you get it with level 1, like if you're buying a new thread, so you need a 2 level upgrades to get the C thread, or 1 level update if you get a negative thread as well, let's say Psi and weakness against ice. Then it's level 1. And in future level ups, you can spend the points which increasing attributes also to increase Psi. So the next update in this case here was to make Psi from 1 to 2. And the gem I can erase now. So Psi is usable again. Um, and that's it. So what we have, gems. After any combat, all weapon gems are cleared automatically without the risk of damaging the weapon. Damaged weapons can be repaired with tech checks, also now, that may repair or ruin the weapons as explained under unchained weapons. So if you're doing that after the combat, you still make for a damaged weapon, you need to make a die check. You can do it right now or anytime during dungeon exploration. You can exchange items, of course. And you can also try to repair a weapon. So you can say right after the dungeon, the ground combat as example. No, I don't want to risk to destroy it. So you continue your dungeon exploration, but then you see, oh, we have some very difficult boss, and we want to find it, and I need this weapon. So first, let me try to unchap this weapon now, and then if it worked, you maybe go into the boss combat, or if you failed and ruined the weapon, you maybe say, no, I want to teleport out now or run away and don't start the boss combat. Okay. Reload weapon outside of combat. You may use magazines in your crew member's inventory to reload your weapons. Any ammo currently in the weapon is lost. Um, we have the special rule in the crazy maneuvers as example where you can have experimental ammo and keep the remaining ammo from magazines, but the standard game is if you have, let's say, one shot left, but you want to have a full magazine for the next combat, you reload it, the single shot is lost. So you lost your magazine, but the ammo is just full. Um, Arranging items. You may rearrange and reallocate items and equipment during dungeon exploration, or of course, right now after the ground combat, and rearrange it as you like. Okay, that's it. That's the after combat phase.